All right, today we're going to dive right into the heart of MATLAB. We're talking about the essential math functions that are the engine behind everything, from the simplest calculations all the way up to really complex scientific modeling. So let's get right to it.
So, let me ask you this. How do you actually model the world? I mean, how do you take a really complex, messy, real-world problem, like a signal from a satellite, or the tiny vibrations in a bridge, or even the growth of a bacterial colony, and turn it into something a computer can actually understand?
Well, the answer is probably a lot simpler than you think. It really all boils down to just 5 fundamental commands. That's it, just 5 keys that unlock this entire world of technical computing.
I want you to think of these commands as your personal MATLAB math toolkit. Seriously, these aren't just some abstract lines of code. They are the high-precision instruments that you're going to use to build, to model, and to truly understand the world around you.
So what are they? They are sine, cosine, logarithm, exponential, and square root. Now, each one has a very specific job, but when you use them together, that's when they become incredibly powerful. So let's open up the toolkit and take a look at each one.
First up, let's talk about anything that moves in cycles. We're talking sound, light, alternating currents, you name it. We're going to be riding the waves with trigonometry.
The idea is pretty straightforward. Whenever you come across a predictable, repeating pattern, like a pendulum swinging back and forth or a sound wave vibrating through the air, sine and cosine are going to be the tools you reach for to describe it mathematically.
And what's awesome is how simple MATLAB makes this. The commands are exactly what you'd think they are, sine of x and cos of x. Just one thing to remember, MATLAB works in radians, not degrees. It's just the standard way of measuring angles in science, and it keeps everything consistent.
So let's see it in action. It's super direct. In the MATLAB command window, you would literally just type y equals sine of 0.
And boom, instantly, you get the result. The sine of 0 is, of course, 0. This right here is the power we're talking about. An instant, precise calculation right at your fingertips. Okay, so we've got cycles covered, but what about things that grow or shrink over time? For that, we need to get into modeling growth and decay.
And this is where the exponential function, or the exp command in MATLAB, comes into play. It is the language of compounding growth. So think about money earning interest in a bank or a population that's expanding. Anything that grows faster and faster over time is described by this function.
And the syntax, again, it's just beautifully simple. If you want to calculate the mathematical constant e raised to the power of x, you just type exp of x. It really is that direct.
Now, for every action, there's kind of an opposite reaction, right? Well, the inverse of exponential growth is the logarithm, or log, in MATLAB. This function is amazing for taming absolutely huge numbers. It helps us make sense of things that exist on a massive scale, like the Richter scale for earthquakes, by kind of compressing that huge scale into numbers we can actually work with.
And the command couldn't be simpler, just log of x. This will calculate the natural logarithm, which is the direct inverse of that exp function we just looked at. So a good way to think about it is like this. Exp is for modeling the explosive growth itself, while log is the tool you use to measure and understand the scale of that growth. They're really two essential sides of the same coin. Okay, it's time for the final tool in our essential toolkit. This one is one of the most fundamental operations in all of math. You could say we're about to get to the root of the problem.
The square root function, or sqrt, is a true workhorse. It is absolutely fundamental for anything that involves geometry, distance, or statistics. I mean, do you need to calculate the length of a hypotenuse with the Pythagorean theorem, or find the magnitude of a vector, or maybe calculate the standard deviation in a data set? Yep, you're going to need the square root function. And just like all the others we've seen, the command is clean, it's intuitive. To find the square root of x, you just type sqrt of x. That's it.
So for a quick, really clear example, let's say we want to find the square root of 9. We just type r equals sqrt of 9 right into the command line.
And there it is. MATLAB gives us the answer, 3. It's clean, it's fast, and it's exactly what we need.
So we've just walked through the 5 essential tools. But, knowing what a hammer and a saw do is one thing. Actually building a house is something else entirely. The real magic happens when you start combining these tools to build something brilliant. And this all leads to a really simple problem-solving process. First, you got to frame your problem. Second, you select the right tool from your toolkit. Are you dealing with a cycle or growth or maybe distance?
Third, you run the command. And finally, number 4, you analyze the result. That's where you find your insight. This is the core workflow right here.
And you should never forget how important these are. These 5 functions are like the Lego bricks of technical computing. I mean, think about analyzing a noisy audio signal. You'd use sine and cos to model the sound waves, then you'd use square root to calculate the signal's power, and finally you'd use log to represent its volume on a decibel scale. See? That's how these simple blocks build incredibly complex solutions.
So I'll leave you with this. We've just handed you the keys to a really powerful toolkit. The fundamental commands for describing and analyzing the world are now yours. So the only question that remains is, what will you create?